weak at all. Tell me if she can say that I was most definitely floored when I want to make sure to quote this accurately. She said, I believe that KeKe is life that she's supposed to be living. I was floored and shocked and surprised because that's most definitely my first time hearing anything close to anything like that from her as it related to me. I have always cheered for her. The poor connection. Hold on, it keeps pausing. I don't know. That keeps messing me up. I've always clapped for Tisha. So why she feels like I would feel like she's living the life that I'm supposed to be living, I have no idea. I am my own person. I always have been. I've never competed with anyone. I have never been the type of person to shade my friends or try to compete with anyone, be jealous or envious of anyone. That's just never been me. I didn't grow up that way. My mother is not that way. I've never seen those characteristic traits from my mom, and she didn't pass those down to us or teach us those things at all. I have y'all have 5 sisters, so for me, I learned how to share and be a giver to other women early on. I learned how to help other women or other girls, let me see, how to help them with anything that they had going on, because I was the oldest and I'm a girl and I have 5 sisters. So I've just never had that jealousy trait because I've always had to help my sisters. So I've always been that type of person to want to help other women out, and I still am. Tisha was the only girl, so I guess I can kind of see why another woman or girl coming into her space can kind of disrupt that for her. What else? Hold on. I'm sure she's probably threatened. I hope that you guys do get to see my true personality. I do have a very dynamic personality. Like I said earlier, I'm a tell it like it is type of person. I'm fun. I'm smart. A lot of people had questions about me being an educator. I was an English professor at Alabama A&M University for 12 years. I taught there. I graduated in 2008 with my master's degree, and I started teaching there as an English professor at 26 years old, right the semester after I finished, and I did it for 12 years. I left my job. I resigned back in 2019, right before the pandemic hit, to become a full-time writer and to become an entrepreneur. I've never really wanted to teach forever. I do want to teach forever, but on a much larger platform. And I want to teach more than just about English and literature. I think there's so much more to life that I have to offer. So many of my life experiences that I've gone through and learned from, I feel like I can help other women navigate those experiences and come out on top. And that's what I'm more so about than anything else. Okay, any other questions before I go? And y'all keep in mind, this is like, one of my first lives, so be patient with me. I'm learning this thing, so if anything they need to be jealous of, I can't with you. I'm not gonna even repeat that. Why do you think everyone is attacking Mel instead of celebrating the success within her? You know what, I think that Melody is most definitely the type of woman who anyone who does not have enough confidence about themselves can be threatened by. She's always shaking and moving. She's very confident and very sure of herself, and I like those traits about her because I'm a confident woman as well. So I think that people can be intimidated by her if they don't understand her person. They can take it as aggression instead of confidence. And I see confidence from her, not necessarily aggression. That's happened and been said and been put out there. And a lot of people keep saying this as well. A lot of people keep saying, what's your story? What is it that Tisha and Marceau told? And I keep saying over and over, y'all, just give it time. It will all play out. Y'all know we on the show, right? So y'all know that these things are, recorded, and there's certain things that we can't disclose before they're shown. So after they're shown, we can most definitely give more of an insight, but not beforehand. Stop putting the cart ahead of the horse, y'all. It will come in due time, I promise you. And when it does come, I will discuss it with you. You can tell me, what you think about it. I'll tell you what I think about it, and I also tell you what I plan to do with it. Because you better believe I got a plan for my story. You ain't heard my story yet, but you will in due time. I promise. Okay? You look absolutely beautiful. Thank you so very much. I so appreciate that, y'all. Thank you. Let me see. Mel talked about everybody on the show. Y'all, come on now. If you're in a circle of people, everybody's gonna talk about everybody. And honestly speaking, that's their jobs. that's one of the things that they're there to do. They're there to speak about us. You can't have a show. Come on. Now, let's be rational. Think about this. You have a show with 6 people on the show. Nobody ever talks about anybody. Nobody ever mentions anybody else's name. You think that's realistic? It wouldn't. Would that be fun and give people, the excitement and anticipation to watch to see what, nobody didn't say about their cast members? No, it wouldn't. People talk about, everyone who's on the show does talk a little bit about the other people that are on the show. That's just how it is. That's the show. Let me see who else have. You're going to have to keep watching to see. I don't know. Birthday, and he say, "You so fine, KeKe." I know, Uncle Baby. All right. Peace to my Uncle Baby. When I was a little girl, he would always tell me, "KeKe, you so fine." Thank you, Uncle Baby. He put confidence in me early on. Thank you. Okay, that would be a boring show. They all have admitted to talking about each other. Exactly. So I don't know why people act like it's such, like a terrible thing that, she talked about this person. Now, in the way, the context does make a difference in the way someone shares information about someone else. However, everyone is going to talk about everybody that's on the show at some point. That's just, what it is. I go to church. Reality TV can't give me salvation. I agree. I go to church as well. Reality TV cannot give me salvation. And I don't think, I know that this, if they had a show, maybe that dealt with salvation, maybe that would help to bring people to Christ. But this is not the show for that. It doesn't give me salvation either. I go to church to get salvation too. So I feel you on that. That tidbit, cousin Kimmy. Okay. Y'all keep asking me that. I can't answer that. I only met Destiny a couple of times. I think that she's a beautiful girl. She was nice when I met her. She seems like she's fun and cool, and that's just, that's what I think of. I don't know her that well, but I think that she's a very beautiful woman. And I met her baby boy Lau. He's adorable. That's all I really can say, because I've never really conversed with Destiny like that to be able to give an opinion on her. Okay, anything else, y'all, before I go? I love you too. I love you too. We need to lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yes, I I agree. We most definitely need to lift each other up. But let me say this as me say that in order to lift people up, sometimes you have to go to the root of any kind of issues and flaws that you might see or that they might have. It's kind of like somebody said about salvation, but this is the gist of it. It said has sinned, go to him. And I think go to him and let me see, how does it go? Dang it. Go to him maybe in confidence and tell him, and if he doesn't listen, then go and get some more people from the church, and then go back to him and try to persuade that brother to turn his life around, or not commit that sin or whatever. It's something like that. That's the gist of it. I'm paraphrasing. So I think that certain things have to be brought to light, and they have to be addressed in order for us to get to the point to where we can lift each other up and inspire each other to do better. Everybody, I don't care what anybody says, nobody's perfect. That needs to be addressed somewhere, myself included. So I think it's unrealistic for people to walk around and on this high horse as if they don't have anything. That we need to focus on lifting each other up more. But I also think that we need to call people out when we see operation that we can be. Once we self-correct our behaviors and become better on the other side, then you get to help other people that were on the same path as you, dealing with the same thing as you. You get to help them correct as well. So yes, let's inspire people that way instead of tearing each other down. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Da, da, da. Do more lives. We enjoy them. You know what, y'all? Okay, let me say this is why I haven't really been as active. I did do a live a few weeks ago, and I stated that but my a couple of weeks after my mother-in-law passed, we got news that our nephew just passed. He had a motorcycle accident, and we just put him to rest today. So our family has just kind of been going through it, and we've just been needing a little bit of time to deal with those things, and that's why I have not been as active. But I'm going to try my best to be more active, and you guys can ask me whatever you want to, and I'll be more than willing to answer. Is Wanda in her other kids' business as much? Wanda is in everybody's business, okay? Everybody's business. If you have any business and Wanda is around, she is in your business. Trust and believe. Hey, Uncle Ellis, love you. Hey, Ash, Canedria, my sissies, love y'all. Okay, anybody else before I go? Let me see. Maybe I missed it. But are you supportive of Mel? I am supportive of everyone. Yes, I am supportive of Mel. I'm supportive of Destiny. I'm supportive of Kimmy, Stormy, Tiffany. Every last woman on that show, I am 100% supportive of, regardless of whatever you see us go through. We are all, I feel, beautiful, black, educated women. And do we argue about certain things? Absolutely. But I don't feel supporting any of the cast members. I support them all. Absolutely. 100%. Let me say this. Am I planning on being on the show more? You will see. All right, y'all. I'm going to take like a couple more questions, and then I got to go. Hey, Jennifer. Thank you, babe. My sister. I told you I got 5 sisters. So if I miss one that's on the live, please don't beat me down and be mad at me. I'm just shouting out all the ones I see, y'all. Okay? You know I got a gang of sisters. Okay. Let Let me see. If this is an interesting question, let me say this. Okay, if you and Tisha switch places, would you be proud of all of your actions in the relationship? I like that question. That's a very good question. Let me say that I feel like I would. Yeah, because especially because I know my heart and I know my intentions and I know where I know how much I love that girl. Anybody who's been around us knows how much I love that girl. I love her very much. I've only ever wanted to see my cousin succeed. I came to A&M a year before Tisha did, and I'll never forget right before, when she was still a senior in high school and trying to think about where she was going to go. I was like, come to A&M, and so she came and, we all lived together. We were sweet mates, in the dorms for a long time. And then she and I moved out into our apartment. We got our very first apartment together, and we lived together for a few years until I decided to go separate ways. And so I most definitely look back at our relationship, and I am proud of how I've handled a lot of the situations in our relationship, because I know that I've only ever loved her. Now, have I done? Yeah, I have a smart mouth, and I'm bossy. I'm kind of bossy, y'all. So, mind you, I said that, I'm the oldest out of, five sisters. I'm the oldest. I also have two brothers, but I have five sisters. So I'm used to being, in charge. You ain't my mama. You're not going to boss me around. And I'm like, you going to do what I said do, because KeKe said do it. And she's like, nah, not happening that way. And I'm like, what? Not happening that way. Pop! That's how I went. I'm just joking, but no, we did have some altercations because I was bossy. So I would say I'm not necessarily proud of some of those moments, but I know that I've never ever done anything to maliciously hurt her or wrong her ever in my life. Would be proud. That was a good question, by the way. Thank you. Anything else? I'm gonna answer one more question. I want it to be a good one. Hold on, let me see. Thank you, y'all, for the condolences. Thank you very much. Y'all crazy. I swear some of the stuff y'all be saying I will not repeat, but y'all crazy. Just know that. Y'all crazy. How does... that's a good question, but I ain't touching that yet either. Y'all gonna... somebody said, how do the other family members feel about you being on the show? We have a scene coming up that gets pretty explosive where we are around our family. So I don't want to address that before that happens. Okay, let me see. Anything else? Okay, so I answered this. Hold on. Make sure that's the one I want. Okay, I definitely, thank you, Mika. Wanda mentioned my mom and my grandmother in her life, or my grandmother. Very happy about that. They know the woman that they raised. My mom and my grandmother are a devout Christian woman. Like, if you could imagine an angel on earth, that's what my grandmother embodies. Very graceful, very classy and elegant, soft-spoken, beautiful. She has always taught us the word of Christ and to live as Christ-like as you possibly can. So, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So if my grandmother embodies that, then my mother also embodies that. And my mother passed that on to her girls. My grandmother and my mother have never been the messy type, the type that were always involved in different people's, lives and mess and stuff like that. So they were very upset about my aunt mentioning them in her live. They have absolutely nothing to do with anything that's been said. When I talked about the situation of them pitting us against one another, in no way did that include my mom or my grandmother. They have never, I just didn't grow up around jealousy. I never saw that from my mom and my grandma. It was always love, show love, help people, be grateful. It was always be humble. It was things like that. It was never, ever, oh, well, you got to be careful, but you got to watch her. Be careful about her because she jealous of you. You going to be It was never that. It was just never that growing up. Every word that they taught us, some kind of way, always reverts back to the love of Christ. And that's what I try to use as my moves to stand on. And again, do I fall short? Many times I have fallen short, absolutely. And I'll tell y'all that. But do I get right back up and keep it pushing? Absolutely, I do. And try to learn from those mistakes. I do. So that is what I want you guys to see from me more than anything else. I want you to see a normal human being who has gone through some amazing things in life and has made some amazing accomplishments, but who has also fallen down, got knocked down, and got right back up to keep persevering, to move on to bigger, better, and greater, because God has so much in store for me. And I cannot wait until y'all can see the beauty and the true essence of my personality and who I am as a woman. I hope that you all can see the beauty in me as much as I know that there is beauty in the person that you see when you look